Hey guys, another week, another game dev vlog, and this week has been a very busy one. As you are probably aware, I finally released Rotate. It was released on the 20th, and real quick I'll explain what happened the days before. On Monday I mostly worked on finalizing the descriptions of the game. I think I fixed a few bugs in the game and got those versions updated on the different sites. And yeah, I just worked on a lot of that kind of stuff. And on Tuesday I mostly just worked on the trailer for the game. So that went fairly well. I got most of it done that day, and then on Wednesday, the 20th, I finished up the trailer. It was just a matter of I think one or two minor tweaks, and I made the music videos for my channel, and they of course link to the Bandcamp page. And then I just made sure everything else was just ready to go. And at about 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, I released Rotate on Newgrounds and Kongregate, and it was also released on Armor Games, the sponsors site. Throughout the remainder of the afternoon and evening on Wednesday, I worked on some bug fixes for the game. There were just some problems with syncing with the scoreboards and medals on Newgrounds. Now on Thursday I worked on some more bug fixes, also worked with Cyril on trying to figure out compatibility with Safari, because I guess Safari is more picky with video playback. So on Armor Games, since I was using a video for their splash screen, the game wouldn't work at all because of how I was handling playing the video. It was not on an input event. That's just what it's like doing web development as it is currently. It can be a pain sometimes to make sure it works everywhere. Anyway, but I guess Thursday was mostly about that kind of stuff. Of course, throughout this whole time I was responding to comments and all that stuff. I guess that's about all that I was working on Thursday, and of course throughout this time I was also responding to comments and all that stuff. Now on Friday and crossing over to Saturday, I was working on the Everybody Edits update, that smaller summer-themed update. The lobby overhaul is going to take a little longer. This update, it wasn't quite pushed to the last minute because a lot of the work had been done previously, but a lot of the changes were mixed in with the lobby overhaul changes, and of course that can be a pain to work with, so I had to spend a lot of time going through and separating out code, and yeah, it just took a while to do. But I eventually got that done and started implementing Alex's graphics and all that stuff, and we got the update out at about 1:30 in the afternoon where I live. So this update wasn't a particularly big one. It doesn't have a ton of features, but we did improve the sci-fi and outer space packages, adding a couple more varieties there. We added a new starfish NPC and 2 new smileys, one that's a baseball cap smiley and one that's a golfer with a golf visor. There may be a couple bugs to work out. Some people are having some weird issues, some of which I'm not experiencing myself, so I'll have to look into that, but overall went fairly smooth. Now back onto Rotate, I think you may have noticed that I never mentioned getting paid by the sponsor. Well, that's because that actually hasn't happened yet. I did respond to them when they emailed me about the game being on the site and everything's live and all that. I emailed them about asking how all that was going to go. I haven't gotten a response yet. It's a little weird, but it's the weekend right now, so I'm a little lenient on that, but I expect to get that cleared up tomorrow or at worst over the next 2 days. Now, as far as Kongregate and the contest on there, I think Rotate has a pretty good chance of doing well in that. It's got about a 3.7 to 3.8 score right now. It's not amazing, but I think it's enough to at least guarantee that I'll place somewhere in there. But I want to get that rating up to 4 stars or just over if at all possible. So I don't know how to do that other than just tell you guys that I really need help on that one. The better the rating can get on Rotate, the better chance it has of winning the contest and placing in first or second place, which would be a really big deal. It would mean I could get my new computer set up within the next month or two, and that would be a huge help with working on all the stuff that I'm trying to do, from even working on Everybody Edits as it is currently, because my laptop does not like having all the processes open at the same time, but also working on the reboot and everything else that I'm trying to do, working on these videos. So if it does well in the contest, then that stuff's going to be a whole lot easier to work on. It's going to go a lot faster. So it'd be great if you guys can do whatever you can there. I know obviously there's only so much you can do, but any 5-star ratings and such would help, even a 4-star, but obviously a 5-star has a lot more impact on the average. So if you guys don't feel like doing it, that's perfectly fine, I understand, but I definitely am hoping to place as high as I can, because as I said, it's going to be a pretty big deal if it does. So anyway, that is going to have to be it for today. As always, I do want to thank my contributors over on Patreon. If you want to check out my Patreon page for yourself, the link is down in the description below. But yeah, I'll see you around. Goodbye.